ourselves really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm Emily.
That was really good.
Okay. Hey guys, we're racing and reading. I'm Emily.
I'm Aubrey.
I'm Amber.
And we're basically going to talk about Formula One and books and literally whatever's on our mind because we tangent and go off on sidetracks way too often. Get what I did there? Sidetracks?
Hey,
That's good.
That's F1.
personally, we have way too many thoughts about these topics, and they just need to be shared with the world because half the time they're super out of pocket, and it should not just be between us three. Given there might be like 5 people who watch this if we're lucky, but like those 5 people are gonna have a great time.
Amen. Yeah, we're going to share our thoughts and feelings and emotions with our 5 viewers. Us 3 and our moms. And yeah.
Have you seen me looking at a notebook? Mind your business. I had to take notes beforehand. Amber will get you one.
Good.
Okay, I feel like we should do background on how we all know each other.
Yes.
Because not to sponsor our favorite bookstore ever, but we all work at Barnes & Noble together. And so, well, I feel like we were all working there for at least like a year before any of us decided to be friends with each other.
I feel like it was like a passing talk, and then we finally were like, we need friends. Well, I needed friends.
I couldn't even tell you how,
I don't know
what
how
our
we
first,
just
startup was. Oh, it was
Do
when we
you-
watched, do you guys remember when we watched
Saltburn?
Saltburn
We
was
watched
our
Saltburn
first
together.
hangout.
Yeah.
That was trauma bonding.
And that
like,
was literally 2 apartments ago of mine.
you've
it
moved
was-
so much.
Yeah. Anyway, this is my most recent crib, guys.
It's cute.
But yeah, but I don't know what led up to that at all.
I think we were like,
Well, I think you guys were friends first.
well, you joined a year after. We both started like a month apart. Cause didn't you come to Barnes & Noble a year after us, or were
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like we had already we're kind of friends, but obviously not super close.
Yeah.
And then I remember you joined. We had our little group. I don't know why we chose. I think it was my idea to watch Saltburn.
I don't know, but I wanted to
I
watch it.
also
I just
know.
don't know what led us to watch it together, even though we literally
We did
never
not.
hung out with each other
Yeah.
outside of
Yeah,
work.
guys, if you want to become best friends, watch a traumatizing movie.
No, but it
It
was
wasn't that.
traumatizing.
It wasn't
was a
traumatizing
little-
and oh my god, I'm terrified. It was traumatizing and what the hell
Why
are we
are we watching a guy
in a
cold fuck a
bathtub?
grave?
Yeah.
That
I was
was
thinking
the
more of the
trauma.
bathtub scene, but
Oh yeah, that too. Honestly, I think the grave scene got
I was
more for me
thinking
than
more of
anything.
the period blood scene with the sister.
and then they came out with the vinyl and
Yeah.
not my thing, but that's okay.
Yeah, but also, do you remember when we went to the rodeo
Yes,
together?
me and you did go to the rodeo.
Was that
together.
before or after Saltburn?
That was after Saltburn.
Yeah.
Because we had started reading Chestnut Springs, and we had were like,
Ooh, Chestnut Springs plug.
I didn't read that.
yeah.
Sorry.
They're literally over there, guys, if you can see.
Where?
They're in the corner.
Am I
Which,
blind?
honestly, third, right by the plant. Over, under a car. Okay, it's not
it's
that
okay.
important. One of you guys will see it before Aubrey does via the phone. But dude, I still think about that. Someone actually came up to me at Barnes & Noble the other day and was asking me about the series, and they were wanting to know it's not the Chestnut Springs, and it's not the newest one, it's the other series by Elsie Silver.
Gold Rush Ranch.
Yeah, we were talking about that series.
Guys,
I haven't read that one yet.
I don't know.
It's okay. There. You'll get into
I'm
your
sorry.
cowboy
I'm
soon.
sorry. I've never read a cowboy romance before.
Aubrey is
so
stuck in her YA era.
I'm not stuck. Okay, actually, I love a good YA book, but I'm just also not I cannot read just a straight up romance book. It has to be a subplot.
Oh, the romance is a subplot.
Yes, I can eat up a good fantasy book that has a solid plot, but then throw some romance in. I just can't. I don't know.
See, I think maybe this is just me, but I cannot read a single book if there's not at least a handhold between 2 characters.
I think
there
that's
has to be just
Wait.
an inkling of romance, some type of tension.
I think that's worse. You're telling me you're gonna read a whole book, I'd be pissed. I'd rather them do nothing than half handhold and then show that and then give me nothing.
Yeah, but if there's 2 characters in the book that I just want together and then nothing happens between them, I hate it. I want them to, if they hold hands, boom, at least I know I can later on think about them together,
I read a lot
I
of
agree.
different things. I'm not super, I love romance. It's my
Yeah.
most read genre. But also, I think I read a lot and I'm okay if there's no romance.
Yeah.
I feel I can't talk because I didn't like. Oh my god, what is it called? Kingfisher. What's that book called? Quicksilver. I had beef with that book because his name was Kingfisher. Okay, the thing is, it was a good book, but whose name is Kingfisher? And I know he has a name, and it gets, and I know the name is in the next one. I took off the word king the entire book.
2,000-year-old Faye.
You called him Fisher?
I call him Fisher. I would rather call him Fisher. Like, whose name is just Kingfisher?
Well, spoilers if you haven't read the second book, but he's got a secret name.
I know, but God forbid I don't want to read a
Yeah.
500-page book with a dude that is just known as Kingfisher.
Well, that's because that's a little secret plot name. It's like, that's the whole point is... Anyway, I actually haven't gotten to the name yet because...
And how far are you into the book?
Well, it's because I haven't been listening to it. I started to listen to it, and then I think it's like one of those things that, like, I don't want the book to end, and so I'm refusing to, like, not refusing, but I just can't, like,
fully
motivate myself to sit and listen to it.
I have to find the text because you did send me a text about this.
I was going to say, where is it? It's on here somewhere.
When
Hey
you
guys,
were in New York.
I will say, it's so, like, what I've listened to and what I've, like, not read, because I literally have only been audiobooking it, but what I've listened to is so good.
You know what?
It's
I'm going to
so
start
good.
reading.
You sent me this text. You said the last 30 minutes of the flight, I was listening to the dirtiest smut scene in Brimstone.
Yes. Literally, I'm sitting on the plane, there's a random man next to me, and I'm listening to the most, like, dirty smut dirty smut of the time, because I was reading Game Changer, the one before Heated Rivalry, last night. Finished it last night.
Oh yeah, you read Game Changer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved
Don't you like their relationship more than Ilya?
Yes,
which is insane to me.
I think they're so wholesome, and they have Ilya and Shane who's like freaky, nasty.
I think that's where, like... Okay, Ilya, like, I really didn't like him at first. Like, he was, like, my least favorite of the two, him and Shane. But then, after I finally watched the whole series, it was good. But, I don't know, there was something about their episode that just, like, I literally was sitting there giggling my feet watching it. Like,
she texted me and she's like,
so
I'm
good.
kicking my feet right now.
That's because I was, like, sitting in bed going...
But she watched it late, so she FaceTimes me while I am in the middle of the last episode, and I'm like, Emily, you have to hang up. Like, we're at the cottage. We are at the cottage. I don't care about Kit. Like, I'm at the cottage. Like, I was like, and she hung up. She's like, I just had to tell you I'm kicking and giggling.
It's like that one song that's like, help, I'm still at the restaurant. That one, but it's like, still at the cottage scene.
Oh, love the cottage episode.
Yeah, no, I loved the book. It's so crazy how accurate the adaptation is to the books. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally...
And you've only read the first one.
Only the first one.
Right.
I know.
How many are there?
Literally...
You've read all of them.
I read all of them.
There's
I read
6,
all of
right?
them in like a week.
So, which relationship do you like more?
Shane and Ilya is my favorite out of all of the.
Okay, I'm behind, but
out of all of the books.
Is there more than just those two?
Yeah. So it's Scott and Kip, which is the first book. Then Heated Rivalry, just Shane and Ilya. Then you have the third book, Tough Guy, which is Ryan and Fabian, which you'll meet Ryan. You meet Ryan in the book Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
Then you have Ryan and Fabian, and then you have
oh my god, there's so many.
Common Goal, which is Kyle the bartender.
Ooh, I like Kyle.
I don't know any of these people.
Eric.
I need to read it.
Which you meet Eric in Game Changer. Mm-hmm. Eric is one of Scott's teammates. And then
I'm trying to think of what one.
5 is Role Model, and that's probably my second favorite. It's Harrison Troy.
Oh my gosh, there's so I didn't realize. I thought
and
it
then
was like
you have Long Game, which is the second book of Shane and Ilya's story.
So like, how are they gonna do this with the show? Is what
so,
I want to figure out.
Jacob Tierney said that Heated Rivalry will always be about Shane and Ilya.
Okay.
Will always be about Shane and Ilya. So I think my theory is that since it'll be based off the Long Game, I think they're gonna split the Long Game into 2 seasons because I think that there's enough material in the Long Game that they could end season 2 on a cliffhanger, and then
is that
do
why
season 3 of the other half.
Okay, is that why you think they didn't do a cliffhanger for this one, as they didn't know if it'd get renewed?
Yes,
that's what I've heard. I was like,
well,
because it ended, and I was like, why am I so content? Like,
well, and the Heated Rivalry book doesn't end on a cliffhanger.
Okay, so I was also like, I feel like these are one of those books where it really can't, unless it was like the whole world found out.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would have been jumping, like, you just need to get the parents' reaction, and then, like, I was glad they ended it where they did.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for that.
I just
Why
think
aren't it's
it's-
not coming out until, like, 2027?
Well, yeah.
But I think that's
I mean, it's
good
realistic.
in the sense that they probably are gonna get more money. They're
I swear
probably
to
gonna
God,
have-
if HBO takes over, they
his-
just need to let Crave keep a hold of it.
It's gonna give Jacob Tierney enough time to, you know,
Write it.
really write.
Yes.
Not that he didn't write this season well. I think he did, but like he'll have more time.
I mean, they know how popular it is now, so, like...
Yeah.
Especially if, like, he wants to include all the different storylines in the books, like, not just Ilya and Shane's. Like, it'll give him more time to, like, piece everything together in a timeline that makes sense.
Which
you know?
I am curious to see if he'll add the other books. Like, I think it was important that he added Scott and Kit because they are integral to Ilya going to the cottage. Like,
And,
if
like, also,
Scott
yeah.
didn't do that, then Ilya wouldn't have gone to the cottage. So I think it was important that their story was included. The other stories aren't as integral to Shane and Ilya, so if he doesn't include them, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah.
I think it could go either way.
But, no, I literally, while reading Game Changer, at the very end, which, are you okay if I, like, spoil
Yeah, you're good.
things? Okay.
You're fine.
At the very end, when they're having
Spoiler
the,
alert for our 5
Spoiler
watchers. Turn off if you want.
when they're in the club for Scott night,
Mm-hmm.
and Ilya shows up there, I literally was like, it just, like, it was, like, one of those moments that I'm like, he's so good, because it's just setting up so perfectly for the next book, and just for, like, their storyline, but, okay, that was a lot of,
But, like, it was...
book-related content right there.
Well, why don't we end this conversation with our favorite books of the year?
Yes.
How many books we thought we were going to read and how many we did, and then books we're looking forward to reading in 2026.
Favorite book.
Yeah. Well, how many books did you read this year?
I looked at it, I looked at my Goodread
I
wrap.
don't
And
wanna
granted, I
know
still have like
compared to
3
mine.
days.
This is
So we're going to probably toss on another 2 books to this. But my Goodreads wrap for this year said I read 75 books. Which was 25
so
short
much.
of my goal of 100.
Okay.
Which started as a goal of 125 and then
Well.
I bumped it down.
It's
So yeah, I got to 75.
Okay, my goal, well, I am a grad student, so I keep my goal pretty low. But my goal was 24, and I read 30.
Hey,
Yeah.
period.
Oh my god, I'm
So, and I think my goal for next year, because I'm almost done with school and I just have more time now, is to read 50 books. I think that's kind of my goal for next year.
I say I also was in school and I did college athletics as well, so that screwed me over. And my goal was 12. I hit 24.
Hey,
so,
see? Double your goal.
so I was pretty excited about that. So.
Yeah, as the resident not in school, just working full time, I have loads of time to read, and so
I also read super slow. Like, she can easily read a book in a day. Like, I think my max I've read a book is like 4 days. And that can be like a tiny little skinny romance book. Like, it just will take me time.
Give me a 350-page romance, and that will be done in 3 hours.
As much as she says she reads it, I think she skims.
And we've discussed this. We've discussed I only skim when I'm rereading books.
You can have more than
My
one.
favorite, okay, I didn't have the best. I read 30 books, and yet I didn't read a lot of books that I loved, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't have a good reading year. Like,
Yeah.
I really wish I would have read. I read a lot of like random Kindle Unlimited
Mhm.
books, which I think is what fucked me up. So yeah, but I would say my favorite read of the year was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood.
That's a
I
good one.
loved that book.
Ugh.
I
Talk
loved
about
Lucas.
I love a good athlete book.
the way that Lucas loved Scarlett, I just could not get over. I think he was the scene that sticks with me, like that just was like, oh my god, is the scene in the where she's like visiting his house and he's like cutting up apples for her and he's like making her eat because she forgets to eat and like doesn't take care of herself. Like that scene, just like
You just want to be cared for.
yeah, I know. Literally, I was just like the fact that he knows that and is like doing it so like just nonchalantly, where he's like doing it and he's still like
And he's not
engaging.
making a big deal
Yeah,
out of it. I
and
feel
it was
like
just
a lot
so
of people
well done and just loved it and like even like outside of the spice, even outside of the spice, which I think that was some of Ali Hazelwood's best spice that she wrote. I think the book could have still stood without the spice.
Yes.
Right.
Truthfully, I think
Yeah.
it could have. So that was my favorite, and then obviously I loved Heated Rivalry and The Long Game.
We'll be fine.
I loved Wild Side, which was the 3rd book in the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. I liked him more than Wild Card. I was not a huge fan of Wild Card. And we talked about that.
That's what I was talking about with that one customer.
Yeah, Wild Card just wasn't my favorite. We also have read Rebel Blue Ranch, which is like the Undusted series. Wild and Wrangled came out, wasn't my favorite out of the whole series. My other big one that I loved, and neither of you have read this, but was Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, I was gonna say that book was like.
So I think we know which one like holds the reins here.
It's by that reaction. It's Deep End and Promise Me Sunshine are my top 2 favorites because Promise Me Sunshine was like if. It's like hot chocolate on a cold day. That's how beautiful it was. Like
that's a good way to.
That is a great way to.
Like literally, like it was so warm and fuzzy, but still like it talks a lot about grief, which I think grief is like a really difficult thing to write about and like do it well because grief is so complicated. But this was just done so well.
Was it a Kindle Unlimited book? Or
it was a physical book.
I've never heard of this. I feel like I need to check it out or something.
I will do my best to put a picture of this book on the screen for you guys.
Here, right here, over my face.
I read it physical and it's at Barnes and Noble. We have a pretty good stock of it, I think. But no, it was just so. It reminded me a little bit of like the feeling I got when reading 7 Year Slip, which was my favorite book last year. But yeah, I would say Deep End and Promise Me Sunshine are my 2 favorite books, which they're both romances. Again, I did not have a great reading year, so a lot of my books were not like.
And sometimes it's just like that, because like as much as you want to say like 30 books is a lot, you don't need to realize how many books there are.
Yeah.
So like 30 sounds like a lot, but it's not, and you may have just not picked the ones that are quite to you. So,
So my goal, another goal for 2026 is to be more intentional with the books I pick.
Yeah.
I get that's a good point to make because I feel like I do the same. Where like someone mentions that like everyone, like all of our coworkers have read something. I'm like, oh, I have to read it, and then I'm like, I really don't need to. I can read it whenever.
Well, mine will be like something like that where I'll be like, I need to read this book or like this like, and then I never get it, or I buy it and then I never read it. You know.
You just have it just because people told you to get it.
Yeah, and I think that's where like being intentional with your reading is like such a good point because like. This year, I read a lot of books, but I think the majority of my books were rereads. Like, I reread, like, Sarah J. Maas books. I listened to a lot of audiobooks for the first time because this was my year of audiobooks. And so it was, like, a lot of, like, I listened to Fourth Wing. I did a lot of, like, listening to books that I've already read. So, like, I was
okay, that's fair.
Intaking it in a different format to, like, experience it differently. So I did like that. But, like, that's where, like, I think I was, like, I want to read new things that I haven't read. Like, I don't want this to be a year of rereading books. I want it to be, like, new books.
Yeah. I also want to clear out my physical TBR because I have so many books that I mean, it's part of, I think, being a reader is just buying books.
And working at Barnes & Noble.
Oh,
my God, it will kill you.
Knowing what's coming out. I feel like we have a really, I think we have a better sense than most people about, like, what's coming out because we work there.
Working there like gets me sometimes.
Yeah,
I buy so much.
Yeah, well, and then it's like we know what's coming out, so we know what to pre-order, what to like. Okay, we know that's coming out, and so I think I really want to clear out my physical TBR, and like I think that'll be helpful, and like because I buy books that like are outside of things that I would read because I'm like, oh, everyone's buying kind of similarly. Yeah. And then it sits there, but I'm like, I should actually read that and see if I like it.
I wonder if I could like. I buy a lot of books and my mom does, so we have like our own piles, but I know some people do a thing where they're like, I will not buy books for this long and you have to read your TBR. My thing is, working there, I don't know if I could do that. Because the amount of times I like am putting stuff away and I'm like, what's this? And then I want it. So I'm like, I would love to do that. I just don't know how realistic that is.
I think realistically, I will not ever clear out my physical TBR. Yeah. I think my goal though is to
get through some of it. Get
a good chunk of it done. Yeah. Also be more intentional with the books that I buy. Because I think with the like, ooh, everyone's buying, you know, I think that also adds to it. And so my goal is to be a little bit more mindful about what I'm buying and reading.
I like that goal.
Favorite book?
My favorite book, let me get my notebook out because I kind of just forgot them. Oh, yeah, so I feel like this is such a basic one. I ate up Fourth Wing. As much as I want to deny it, I ate it up. And then I read it. I could eat that up all the time. I think, though, what tops it is One Dark Window. I love how different it is. I feel like you have so many dragon stuff and so many like people having abilities, but it was really cool to like someone to like pick up on like someone just having dark abilities and like the mental side of things. I don't know. I loved One Dark Window. I'm really excited to read the second one. I haven't had time yet, but One Dark Window is probably you should read it.
I know. I have it.
Yes, that's one where like it's just so different compared to like I feel like everything. It's like similar in ways, but I like that it was really focused on like the darker aspects of things, I guess, and it like half of the book just like being in her head. I loved that. And then of course my little young adult read Naturals. I ate that up.
You did.
Bro. And then we were on our trip. We went to a trip. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how much I ate up that little kid series about 17-year-olds in the FBI.
No. It's so. I think my favorite part of our trip. Okay, for everyone who doesn't know, which is all of you, because
unless you're my mother, like.
We all went to Europe this summer,
and
we all went to Europe this summer, and then we went to some Formula One races, which we'll get into. But I swear to God, the entire trip, all three of us were like knee deep in a romance series.
We were all like this the entire time.
But like,
should we stay in this time?
Yes, and the problem is the amount of lines you have to wait in for like at least race stuff is insane. Like to get to the race, it's a line for the bus. To get on a train back is.
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna speak about that.
Train ride.
Don't even. In Monaco, was it Monaco or Barcelona? No, it was
Barcelona. We are bad people.
No, honestly, thank God you did that because you saved us.
I was sitting there, but if I saw someone do that, I would like curse them out mentally. But I couldn't do it. It was like a 3-hour waiting line. So guys,
just to get into the train station, not even to get on the train.
I'm not speaking the words of what we did, but I'm a bad person.
We cut
the line. The line was. I've never seen a line so long in my life.
It literally.
And I just look at them and I'm like, there's a fucking gap right there, and I'm like. And I'm we're bad people, but like
I honestly I would do it again. It was
again,
and I'm 3 hours, but like not even to get on the train, just to get into the train station. It was 3 hours,
and then to get all the way back to where we were. I will forever say we're bad people for it, and I accepted my karma. That probably smacked me in the face later, but I couldn't stand in that line, and we had been like we were in the 100 degrees. That's over exaggerated.
But it felt like it was hot.
You were sweating the whole day. I did this to myself. I'm in a tube top. Like, I'm just like, I just want to go to the town.
And mind you, everyone at the race, in the train station, in the line is like this close to each other.
When I tell you, as someone who hates physical touch, I remember looking at them and I'm like, I got some sweaty dude standing up.
So I could tell how like stressed and panicked you were on the like the
and
train.
The thing is, it's not because of like any situation. It's just because like the whole day, like when you're sitting at the race,
and
like,
you're in the heat.
We got general admission. Like, come on, we're just trying to get
for
there.
The week, guys.
It's not.
Yeah.
For the week.
And mind you, we're just girls, okay? we bought these tickets like in our head. We're like, ooh, Formula One race, let's go! Like, and we did not prep for what general admission was.
Yeah.
And it kicked our ass.
And
we're all the stronger for it. And I would probably do it again, but this time more prepared.
Okay, I would say advice for anyone, our 5 viewers, if you ever go to Formula One, my advice is do not do the 3 days. You do not need to go all 3 days. Save your money and get actual seats for one day.
Yeah.
Because we had no reason being there for 3 days. We didn't. Because I think by the end of it, we were like, holy shit, we're going back again.
Yeah, we were.
And so, like, and it's not even like the sitting there watching it is super cool. It was the process of getting there and then dealing with the crowds after is not worth it.
I think for me, what really took me out was the heat. Like I am someone.
I wish I had pictures to show you how much we were sweating.
Enough as it is, I fucking hate summer. Like that's my least favorite season. I hate being hot. I'm like I'm like angry when I'm hot. So like being in the heat for hours with no shade.
We survived off ice cream.
We survived off ice cream and a little handheld
oh my God,
turtle fan, mind you.
Can I please pull up my favorite photo ever?
It was just the worst.
I'm bringing it up.
Just like being drenched in sweat. It was so uncomfortable. It was.
I have this photo.
It was an experience, and not that we're complaining about like.
No, not at all.
It was an amazing experience, and I feel very lucky that we all had the means to do it. But like,
we learned our lesson.
Holy shit, it was a lot.
Where is it? Amber, I have this photo. It is so funny.
had like an opportunity that so many people probably don't ever get in their lives, that we went to Europe for like 3 weeks, and then B, also were there for like straight up.
Oh,
like,
get me out of here.
I just put it in.
Okay, so sorry, I'm cutting you off a minute.
Go.
The smiles are fake. I don't know why I was smiling in this moment, but like
that fan was what
and
we off.
We completely joked about it. We're like their version of the Dollar Tree, and we're like, oh my god, so cute, like what a no. We survived off that, and we even met people that are also from the U.S. that like I think I gave them. It was that family. I let them use it at one point too.
Oh, the people right behind.
But like
us.
we survived off of a handheld like turtle like come
little
on
turtle fan. And I can't believe we only bought one because we were passing it back and forth like it was nobody's business.
Yeah, and we were using it on each other like.
But yeah,
we were like, get this girl.
But that being said, it was like an amazing experience. But like we learned our lesson, and if we could get advice to anyone, do not go to all 3 days. You don't need
Unless, if you're gonna go to all 3 days,
you better be rich
and get the fucking seats, because Jen admission is a lot.
Or be prepared that social media makes things look amazing, and they are. Like the experience is great, but no, it's always not going to be as perfect as it makes it look.
But we don't bring up the fact that Monaco, we were behind trees because
we were in a bush.
In Monaco is
not a thing.
Not a thing.
When I tell you, I chilled in a bush. Like I was content. We got shade at least.
And Monaco, yes, we did at least get shade.
I will warn you for Monaco, if you have general admission, if you find a good spot, you have to have someone to stay there. You can't leave because that will be snatched so fast. We always had to have one of us. So, like, they would stay there, and I would go get all of us, like, whatever food and stuff we wanted, because people sit behind you waiting for you to leave. Because I remember holding onto that pole. I was like, this is my spot.
There was, like, this one railing, and there's, like, people everywhere.
And they will, like, literally let you know they're there. Like, they will put their seats so they are touching your ass. Like, I'm like, dude, I get it. Like,
but please don't
find
hurt
your
me.
sleepers.
No, literally. I think it was... It's one of those things that, like, it's fun to be able to be like, I went to Monaco. But don't go to Monaco unless you've got paddock passes.
Yes.
And you've got a grandstand seat.
Or you're willing
wealthy,
to be in the trenches.
And you're not taking the train from Monaco to Nice, like, back and forth, because that's awful. And we only did quali day. In Monaco.
Yes.
So
I'm glad we only did one day in Monaco because, like, it's a trek. Given this place, we got really lucky. We're with, like, the space we found. Like, super lucky. It was a gorgeous view. It's just one of those things where it's like, you gotta be willing to go through it all to, like, make it worth it. But it was gorgeous, 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely glamorous in Monaco, but it's only glamorous if
you're rich.
If you've got the money.
It's big.
It's so confusing. It's
big but small.
Yeah. Well, and then someone in this room, I'm not gonna say who, made us go down like 100 stairs.
Oh my god, I have a picture of the stairs.
Was like, I don't think we're supposed to go down the stairs because it was like 100 million of them. And someone was like, no, we have to go down. So we go down this like 200 step staircase. Doesn't lead anywhere, and we have to go all the way back up.
We get down there.
200 step staircase.
And ran face first into security. They were like, yeah, you cannot enter down here. And I was like, I was so, it was bad.
But like, I take the blame, guys.
I know I have photos of the stairs.
Did we get our steps and our exercise in? Yes, we did, okay? Sweet. But, God, yeah, those
I have photos of those steps, too. Because I laughed as I got to the top. It was like, Amber, smile!
And I was suffering.
Do you remember those guys that were on the steps, and then they were trying
to, the yacht guys.
It was the yacht guys.
Oh,
and they were trying to converse. They were trying to, like, converse with us. I don't know what the hell they said. But I literally was sitting there like, shut the fuck up.
I'm like clutching onto the like staircase, like, just make it up.
Dude, I don't know how the hell we made it back up. Like, and then we still had to walk like 20 miles to get, God, it's so confusing. Like, I swear to God, I didn't, and maybe this is just our fault because we're just
just
know
girls.
Where we were, and we didn't really plan how to get to where. We didn't know where general admission was, and I wanted to go to the goddamn like fan stage so badly, which love that we did. I think you hated it because everyone was pushing, but I got to see my baby Frank go.
The fan stages, I thought it was a super cool experience, but like, I had someone behind me, like, shoving me the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I was over it. It wasn't because of the experience itself. It was the person behind me who's like, I don't even know. I just remember getting shoved constantly, and I almost turned around, and I'm like, can you just, like we're all shoulder to shoulder here trying to make it work, like, and they had their backpack on.
Yeah.
And I had, like, that was the only thing. It wasn't the experience, it was the people around me, but.
And that's where I just think it's funny because, like, everyone there, like, in the fan zone, no matter how far back you are, I truly think is convinced that the drivers are going to see them 20, like, people back and be like, you're my favorite fan, and acknowledge them and sign some, and so that everyone's pushing because they're like, I'm going to get noticed by the driver. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm like, guys, like, we're not anything special in this situation.
The thing you can't see about us all right now is we're all about the height. The tallest height we got in this group is what, 5'5"?
And 3/4.
Okay, so we're pushing 5'6", so there's not a tall person in this group. So, like, yeah, that's a big thing is, like, we don't have anyone tall with us. Yeah. So when you get pushed around, you're getting pushed around.
Yeah. I loved it, though.
With that being said, it was an amazing experience. You just need to, like, it's one of those things that once you go and experience how it is, I will 100% go again. I'm just going to plan it differently. So, like, but it was a great time. And it's, in the moment, I wasn't always happy, but, like, looking back, I can totally laugh on it now.
Yeah.
But, like, in the moment, there was some times where I'm sitting there and I'm, like, tweaking out a little bit. But that is where they witnessed me read the entire Natural series on my phone.
Yeah, back to the moral of the story.
Yeah, sorry, we, like, went off topic, but, like, I don't know, I don't think I've ever ate up a young adult series more, but I read every Naturals, like, they would see me in line on my phone with, like, the 5 words on my screen, and I'm like...
Dude, I think...
I think
I was reading a book in that fan zone, too.
I got them to start it, and I remember at one point, we were all at, like, different books or parts, we were all eating up that series.
I wasn't reading Natural. I was reading...
you were reading Hunger Games.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I was reading Liz Tomford.
Wait, I caught you at one point in the hotel crying to that one Hunger Games book.
We were watching the Hunger Games.
No, you were reading the new one.
No, I was listening to it.
I know what you're talking about. But she turned to me at one point, single tear coming down her face, and she told me to look away. Off topic.
Wait, so your favorite read of the year was One Dark Window?
One Dark Window and Naturals were probably my favorites. And like when I say Naturals, I mean the entire series. Like I love them all.
Okay.
I think mine was Rewind It Back, and then Mate.
Yes.
Okay,
Mate
never read Mate. I want
to. Did you read Bride?
No, I haven't. When I tell you, I love Allie Hazelwood, but have read maybe 3 of her things, but they have all hit.
I just know where everything's at on my shelves.
Well, it's like you put it
Deep
there.
End is here too, which was my favorite.
Is that the pretty one too?
Oh, this is how. That's my instructions for my boob job.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Probably because I think I took this with, I think I took my book with to my parents' house after my surgery. I did love Mate, but there is something about him,
Cohen.
Yeah, Cohen, that just did it for me. Like, there's something about a man buying, like, everything, and like, what was it when he went to the store? And bought,
you
like,
want a rich dude
everything
is what you want.
No, it was the care, I think. It was that, like, she had never really had anything that was hers.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so when she goes to the store for the first time, and she's like, she'd never experienced, I don't think she's ever been to, like, a store like that or something like that. And she, like, is just touching everything and, like, smelling things and just, like, being curious about all these things. Everything that she touched or, like, looked at, he bought for her.
That is so adorable.
And I think I saw this on, like, TikTok about this one girl doing an interview about, like, what love means or something like that. And she was saying how remembering is love, not, like, saying I love you. Like, it's the act of, like, remembering something about someone that you love that really shows that you love them. And that's, I think, he was the perfect example of that. Of, like, he would just notice things and then remember it and, like, you know, like, and that, I think that's what, like, just really got me to love him so much.
See, and I think that's how I felt about Lucas. The thing about Allie Hazelwood is she knows how to write a man. She does. She knows how to write a man.
I'm telling you, the best men in movies and books are written by women.
But, like, she knows how to write a man. Like, It's incredible.
I also love that all of her books, I feel like there's not a lot of authors that can write a fictional book where there's, like, extremely smart people. And the fact of, like, isn't she, like, in neuroscience or something in real life?
In real life,
And I think that's why my mom likes her so much, is, like, she can write scientific things, and it makes sense. And it's not, like, gibberish when you're watching, like, Grey's Anatomy or something, and you're, like...
Like, she makes it, like, understandable.
Yes,
like,
and it's real. It's not, like, made up crap where you read it, and you're like, can that really happen? Like, it adds up, and I think that's why my mom and I like her, is, like, you can apply the science world to fiction and add romance, and it's great.
She balances everything out in her books.
Hey, Allie
so
Hazelwood,
well.
Come join the podcast.
Yeah.
We love you.
There's no space on our bed, but
I will literally get out of it.
You can right here, man. Yeah, literally, I think what I would love to see is an F1 romance where, like, the F1 knowledge is just, like, spot on. Because I think that's with, like, Throttled and a few other, like, honestly, Throttled is really the only series that I've truly read that's F1 related. But, like, it's good, and it definitely dives you into the world, because that's how I got into Formula One, is through the Throttled series.
And we will not, like, what is it? I feel like a lot of people wouldn't want to say that that's how you got into it, but I feel like we're loud and proud about...
I think I'm loud. Okay, honestly, the one thing that drives me insane is when people look down on Formula One fans for joining because of Drive to Survive. I think that however you join, like, that's all. Like, get into something that you love. It shouldn't matter how you get into it, to be honest.
Sorry, and this is coming from people that got hated on TikTok.
Yeah, literally, I posted one TikTok, and it was like F1, like, favorites with your friends, and it was us two and my other friend Kylie, and it was like all of our, like, favorites, and they were like, I can tell that all of you guys got in to F1 from Drive to Survive, and I literally was like, what the hell?
It was also
like,
the
and if we did get into it that way,
doesn't matter.
Who gives a fuck?
Who
My thing
literally?
Is, like, there was one person that's like, I can tell this and this because you only choose new drivers. I'm sorry, I'm 20 and just got into this, like, a year or two ago. I'm not going to know some of the older drivers that are retired. I'm going to know who's driving now. And, like, and so he was saying that, and I was like, first of all, we kind of rage baited him back, which I love. But it was like, dude, like, this is for fun. Like, we're not dead serious, but also, like, I'm not going to know some of these. Like, I know the names, but, like, I never watched them personally. So I'm like, where that may have been your phase, it wasn't mine. So, like, it made me laugh, though. I ate it up.
It gives the vibe of, like, when you wear, like, a band t-shirt and someone's like, tell me every song I ever know. You know?
And I'm like,
tell me
guys,
everything I thrifted it. What's your favorite song?
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
But, like, I just love that we rage baited him back.
I mean,
she made a whole nother TikTok to the
I got a really, like, F1 TikTok. I've, like, kind of transformed my TikTok page into an F1 TikTok. It's not really going anywhere. But,
more views than I get.
Literally, I just am, like, that was my, like, path into Formula One was Throttled. But, like, I think what I liked about it is that it didn't focus too much on the Formula One. It just was, like, a really nice introduction that I was like, oh my god, like, what is this world? And then I found, of course, our man Charles, because in my mind, the main character in Throttled is Charles. Like, it's just, to me, that's, whoever wrote Lauren Asher, I swear to God, you probably, like, watched Formula One and saw Charles, and you were like, this is who I am. This is what I'm writing the book after. That man is just...
Fine.
Alex, you lucky girl.
I'm jealous of, like, both of them. I don't know who I want to be. I'm gonna be real. I love Alex probably just as much as I like Charles.
Yeah, honest to God, yeah. Like, the way that
we're fans of you, girl.
And again, we don't just watch F1 for the hot men, okay? We know stuff about F1, but that doesn't mean we can't acknowledge their attractiveness. I feel like that's important to put out there.
And, like, I think part of it is that their driving skill is what makes them
so hot.
Like,
I wish I could do that.
Yes, they're all conventionally attractive, but it's harder to me when I see, like, Oscar overtake someone, and I'm like, whew.
Or the 3 purple sectors in qualifying.
Yeah, I'm like, that's sexy. That is sexy. Versus, like, them just being good looking. Like, I think their skill and their ability to, like, do what they do is a lot sexier than just how they look.
Damn. That is very
With that being said, can I ask one more question before we probably get into the more F1 side of things?
I'm ready.
What book are you looking forward to next year? That you're like, I'm gonna read, I'm excited to read, whether it's out or not.
Oh, okay.
Given, I said this because I know mine.
What's yours?
Besides reading the second book to One Dark Window, Dungeon Crawler Carl, that I stole from you.
Yes.
I'm so hyped to read it. I gave it to my cousin over Christmas. She read it in one day. I watched her sit by a fire and read it.
You didn't give it to your mom?
No, not yet. My mom wants us to read it first. But my cousin really, like, she enjoyed it. And I'm assuming she did. If you sit there and she read for like 24 hours straight. And she enjoyed it. But that's the one I'm most excited to read, I think, coming into it.
I think mine's going to be, I don't know when it gets released, but it's going to be it's Liz Tomford's the dad and the coach and
I'm getting a little...
and the owner of, I can't think of what it's, I don't know what the title is.
In Her Own League.
In Her Own League. Yes, I'm really excited for that book, I think. But other than that, I don't think there's any like new releases that I know about yet that I'm like,
I have to like read.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. There's nothing that I'm like set in stone. Like
Okay.
I'm like, but I'm excited for that because I really love all of Liz's writing style. Either that or anything that Ashley posted, like 7 Year Slip. Those.
Oh
Yeah.
Anything that she would write, I would be unbelievably excited to read. So.
There's no new releases that I'm thinking of right now that I'm excited to read. I do want to read Dungeon Crawler Carl.
My bad. If the people that don't know, aka everyone, we had a little book club with our other coworkers, and we did like a little white elephant. Amber, in fact, did pull it, and then Emily stole it from Amber, and then I stole it from Emily, and I won.
And I was actually really upset because
I could wave it in your face right now.
Do you have it?
I have it right now.
Yeah.
Let me just.
I just put one on order actually because I want the hardcover now.
You do want the hardcover?
I do want the hardcover.
So this is the one that went through all of us in the span of 5 minutes.
I'm actually really upset. And actually Brett was upset for me because Brett
Was
we had
he?
been talking about that forever.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't feel bad because I took it from her. I was like, I didn't take it from Amber. I took it from Emily.
And I only took it because I didn't want to read the back out loud.
Yeah, so we had a section that we added that's like, if you pull a book and don't steal one, you have to read like the synopsis of it. Is that what this is synopsis? Yeah. And
So I had to read a synopsis twice.
She had to read one twice, and Emily only picked it from Amber because she didn't want to read.
Yeah.
And then Emily ended up reading like 3.
Anyway, so.
Did you read like 2?
No, you read it.
No, I just read 1.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so that all happened.
But, yeah, I do want to read that, and I think, I don't know, what am I excited to read?
If you don't have anything specific,
no, I feel like there is something. Oh, I know. I do want to read R.F. Kuang's backlist. So her entire kind of
Did you read Calabasas? Wait, is that what you just said?
No.
Have you read Calabasas?
No, I haven't read any of her books. I literally have all of her books. Have not read any of them. So I do want to read. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read her entire backlist in publication order. So Poppy War.
I want to read Poppy War.
Babel, then Calabasas.
Yeah.
If you read Calabasas, I heard it's based off her and her husband. So there's some cool, like, given whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm a TikTok queen, so. But they said, like, the characters are based off that, and, like, something about their, like, how they met or there's something. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I watched a lot of R.F. Kuang's, like, interviews, and I do think that she's just incredible. She's amazing. Like, she's just so smart and so, like, articulate and just, like, I mean, she's in academia, so it makes sense.
Yes.
But I do want to read her backlist.
To our 5 viewers, if you have any, oh my god, wow.
You got this.
If any of you guys have read Red Rising or Poppy Wars, please let me know, because they're 2 books that I'm, like, on the edge about, but, like, have not bought, but, like, I'm tempted to. I don't know what's holding me back, but, like,
I think
I need comments about how people feel about those, given I could easily go to Goodreads. But
I think this all
let's get the
back
audience
for
involved.
me to the fact that, like, I don't, like, they're popular series, so I know they're gonna be good, but it's one of those, like, reading a series for the first time that you don't get to reread, like, you can't experience that again.
And I've heard
so
those are
like,
all books people want to reread again.
Like, and that's why I'm like, it's like Fourth Wing, like, I wish I could reread it again for the first time because it was that good. Like, I think that's why I'm pushing it off so much because, like, I really want to, like, I never want to, like, lose that first read experience again. So if I just never read it, then I don't have to worry about losing that experience.
Yeah.
It's just, those are, like, 2 series that I've, like, been, like, I've literally think I've put on hold for me, and I just end up putting it back. So I'm like, I don't know. And I feel like Poppy War is very different from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I like fantasy. I love fantasy, but I've heard Poppy War is, like, you have to be in a different type of mindset to read that.
Romance?
I think
there's
like
a little
small bit, but
but
it's like
there's a
as
whole
long as
bigger
you hold hands.
there's a whole bigger like
there's like a
pause
plot
to
to it.
the
It's like
book,
it's
yeah.
like really
there's like some heavy topics in
it's
there.
like
isn't
it's
it?
war based.
Yeah.
So it's all
Yeah.
set during a war. So it's like very intense, but I've heard it's like really, really good.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
if
on my
anyone-
list to read.
If anyone's read it, please
You know
leave
what
comments
else
for me.
I completely forgot that I read is Alchemized. I think I would put that
oh
at
my
the
gosh,
top of
I
my.
forgot that even like that was a thing.
I would put that at the top of my reading list.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
It was like in the fact of it was different, or like I've heard it's like really deep.
No, just
like,
because it's like it's such a different perspective, and like it's something so different from what I've read that like it really just changed my reader experience, and especially just the fact that it's like war and like what people go through and like just like all of the difficulties that people have. Like it just gave me a new perspective
Yeah.
on things that are like happening in the real world, but it was brought to me by a fictional book. And I think that's so powerful, is to be able to like get a different perspective on like real life things that are happening
Yeah.
through a fictional book. Like I love when authors
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have read Alchemized. I really don't. My mom read it, and I was fully planning to do it right after, and she described some things to me, and I was like I can read some dark stuff, not as dark as Lisa, but
Hey,
like
Lisa.
there was just some things that she told me about with no like filter or anything. She's
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, this should happen, and I like was listening, and I'm like, I just don't know if there's like certain
Yeah, I don't
things
know.
that I have a limit for with reading, and the stuff my mom described to me, I was like, maybe if I need to mature a little bit more.
I think
before I read
it was
that.
dark, but it was dark with purpose.
Yes,
You
and
know?
it was
Does that
done.
make sense?
It wasn't dark just to be dark.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's being
Which
shared.
is so wild considering it's Draco and
Oh,
Hermione fan.
yeah.
Literally.
But I think
But, like-
something, as someone who reads a lot of fanfic, like I read fanfic just as much as I read like published things, I will say that I think that's a good segue into like how authors can be found, because
Mhm.
there are some fanfic writers out there that I read and I'm like, this shit should be published because it's just so good.
Yeah.
So I think it's like actually I kind of love that it was a fanfic that
Of
was
course.
yeah, because I'm like, that just goes to show like there's authors everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
so many people out there who can write, who are so good at like
you gotta start somewhere.
yeah, and
You want to know what, like, fanfic author that I'm really excited about?
Ooh.
Like, this new author, I think that's going to, like, publish, like, an Oscbama.
oh god,
Oh!
we're not going there, babe.
Guys, if you look up Oscbama on the Urban Dictionary, it is a thing now. You're
Okay.
welcome.
I don't know how I managed, and other people are on this side of TikTok, but it's literally a TikTok about how Oscar Piastri and freaking Barack Obama are falling in love, and Harry Styles is, like,
What is Harry
the
Styles?
other
Because
man in the
Harry's-
relationship.
Harry Styles and Obama is like real lore.
It's the
like they,
OG
That's a
there
lore.
was,
thing?
yes, it
Yes.
was like a long time ago. Some like tabloid
Oh my what?
some tabloid magazine, some stupid
Uh-huh.
tabloid magazine had published a magazine, and on the cover was Obama and Harry Styles, and the tagline was, Obama leaves Michelle for or like has an affair with this man, and it's Harry Styles.
Stop it. That is
So for the longest
funny.
time, it was called Hobama.
Obama.
And it was like, it's like a thing, and people still like talk about it because it was just so.
Oh,
fucking
And
stupid.
now we have
Given-
Oscbama.
I'm gonna be real. Emily did in fact write a synopsis on like a potential book, and it sounds fire. Like I'm not even like
telling you.
I'm not even
I'm-
saying this because it was a complete joke. Maybe not a complete joke, but like I remember reading it, and I showed my mom too, and we're seeing her like, why would that actually be like? It sounds
because,
good.
Like, get this, okay? Oscar, this is like he had just won a world championship, okay? And then the following year, he's just struggling, and he's like, it's not clicking, and him and Lily broke up, and he's just like, it's just not clicking, okay? And then the other perspective is Obama and Michelle. Michelle is just like a cover-up because Obama is actually gay, but you know, our country is just not ready for a gay president. Our country isn't ready for anything but a white president, if we're being completely honest here. And so they're just
Let's
not.
not get into politics.
Let's
Yeah,
not get
let's
into
not.
politics. But and
because
so
I would
like,
have a lot to say.
and Michelle is a cover up for Obama, and like Michelle's just living her best life, like getting the money. Love Michelle though. And so Obama is like invited to one of the U.S. Grand Prix, and he's invited into the McLaren garage, and Oscar and Obama meet, and they they just click, and then it's like this like whole like hidden story of Oscar and Obama, and then Harry Styles will just pop out of nowhere and then like be like, why are you like, because obviously him and Obama like used to date like on the sidelines, like this is
the best part for me about this is out of all the F1 drivers you chose, or like or the fandom chose, it's Oscar. I just can't imagine Oscar out of anyone. I could literally imagine every other person, like, maybe besides George, than Oscar. I can't.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't imagine
George and Obama.
All I can imagine,
I'd eat that up.
All I imagine is George in that one damn commercial of like the lawnmowers or whatever.
So funny. Those are okay.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest George fan, especially if you saw her TikTok. But like, there's just some things he does. Like, I just crack up on. I can't really
George
say
George is growing on me. I think from like when I first started watching F1 to now, I like George a lot more.
I was gonna say I agree with that, especially with like the whole the Secret Santa thing that just came out with him, Charles giving him the picture.
That was
and he's
so
like,
funny. That was oh my god,
fucking hilarious.
And then the live photo one too.
Yes.
I literally,
I
died. I made the nanny kids watch that with me.
Of course you did.
And they were like, "Why are we watching this, Emily?" And I was like, "You guys get to watch your Pokemon and your Mario Kart and your Minecraft videos on the TV all the time. I can watch one F1 video." Like, I was like, please. And I'm like determined to make every child an F1 fan, because like everyone deserves to like love F1 as much as we do. And so if we start them young, they'll just become Formula One fans. Yeah. But literally, yeah, I think George is just the driver that like low-key everyone hates at the beginning of their F1 journey, and then not everyone, maybe just us, and then you just slowly learn to love his personality.
We're gonna talk about a comeback of a driver. We all had beef with Lance extremely when we started, and I think you personally like love him now.
I think it's because
I don't have neutral on him.
I was gonna say I wasn't a fan of him, but like I think since then, this is where you guys for George, mine's more Lance. Where like sometimes his driving, I sit there and I'm like, what are you doing? But like him as a person and seeing him through videos, I'm like, okay, I don't know why I'm hating on you sometimes, because like he's literally a person.
I know, and that's where like sometimes I forget that like these people are like people. Like Lance, I just am like fully convinced. Okay, tell me that if you guys didn't have a billionaire dad that said you can do anything you want, I will pay for you to get there, you wouldn't take advantage of that.
100%.
And I had to
I'm like, I don't have any beef with like the way that he's in Formula One. I don't think I've ever had like, I've never not liked Lance. I've just always been neutral on that.
We have such a small perspective on their lives that like, we sit here and we're like, obviously Lance's dad loves him, but like for all we fucking know, who knows?
You never know.
But yeah, I love Lance. I think he's okay.
He's also
this
funny.
Is where he is funny.
He's weirdly I didn't realize some of the stuff he says. I'm like,
I think he's the underdog of like the F1 community. Like, do I ever think, Lance, I love you, but do I ever think he's going to get a world championship? Like, no. Realistically, no. Yes. But like I just think he's just like, I think he's just there having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you've got the ability to pursue your passions and do it like that, like enjoy it. Yeah. Like, don't like I just think he's really out here. I just think people are giving him more hate than he deserves for just having a good time with his life. And sure, maybe sometimes he looks like he hates his life. I sometimes hate my life too. Okay, mine's just not in the public eye and being recorded 24/7. Okay, that was literally me yesterday at Barnes & Noble, where I just was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'd rather be in bed, but I just wasn't getting recorded 24/7 doing my job. So.
Get started because I will gladly talk about
with our top 3 favorite moments of this season.
Okay.
Ooh, good. I don't know if I have a top.
I was gonna say I don't know if I can go through all top 3, but
Can I just do my top 1?
Go for it.
Oh, just right off the bat, I love that Carlos got podium. I'll forever sit with that. That was super exciting because like seeing him come into the season and being like, I'm not gonna do anything. Like this is me. So a lot of things with F1 with me are like as an athlete, I know their perspective on things, and so like hearing like him kind of say that is so hard because I've like not in driving sense, but I've been there with my sport. But like seeing him like kind of come in that way, and he did it twice. He got podium twice, right? Or am I?
Yes.
Because he got one at the end, yeah. But seeing him come in and he got it, and just seeing how excited Williams was like. It wasn't, like, the obviously biggest thing that happened in F1, but, like, it was such a heartfelt moment for me, at least,
But you can tell that, like, everyone was happy for him.
Yes,
there was not a single
soul that was sad.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's, like, with the top 3 dogs, there was, like, such big rivalry. Like, that's, like, even with McLaren, Oscar and Lando, that rivalry, like, in team, like, you could see disappointment.
I could talk about that
for
hours.
You can see disappointment when certain people of them win, but with Carlos, it was like everyone came together and everyone was happy for him, and I ate that up. I thought it was the cutest thing, like, and like, I'm a big underdog person. I will always root for the underdog, so like, seeing that happen, and even for the rookies, you know, was it
Isaac?
Yes, Isaac, like,
Kimmy.
seeing them. Kimmy was huge because he's youngest, right?
Already getting like a P4, like.
It was so exciting to see because like it's such huge moments. Like I think it was for me any moment an underdog did something like even Nico. Underdogs that did something that was not expected. And you could like it was big for them, but like seeing everyone come together to be like, holy shit! Like Max coming in for was it Kimmy? Oh my god, I'm like mixing names up, but there was a picture of after one of the rookies. Like got podium and like Max coming up.
It probably is Max. And you know what's so funny about this? Not to go off tangent too much, but the fact that I was watching this one TikTok video that was talking about how like Max's rookie season, he was treated so terribly by the other drivers, and that's why Max is so like kind and welcoming to all the rookie drivers is because he doesn't want like other people to have the experiences that he had. I think it just does so many numbers for Max. Like I know at the beginning of my F1 like journey, I didn't love Max.
I didn't like Max also.
I have loved Max since the beginning.
You really have.
Max has been probably the person that has grown the most on me, which you guys will hear later when we talk about championship coming down for this season because I was wanting Max. I totally wanted Max to make that comeback over Lando and Oscar.
That's so hard because like Lando's my number 1 driver. But I would have been completely okay if Max had won. Yeah. I just didn't want Oscar to win. I love it. I just didn't want him to win. I just did not want Oscar to win.
I don't want Oscar to win either.
I just feel like, not that it's about who has been there the longest and who deserves it the most, but it's one of those things that Lando helped build McLaren to where it's at. I just feel like he had worked so hard to get the championship where Oscar just, like, he joined at the right time. Like, he didn't, but, like, I know that's so wrong to say because, like, Oscar also worked equally as hard to get where he is.
Yes. Well, in 2023, McLaren was still shit. So Oscar also was driving a tractor.
I was going to say, this conversation with McLaren and strategy and all that can go on forever. What were your guys' moments? And then we can totally go into that. Because if we let that take over, it's going to be an hour of that talk.
My favorite moment is going to be... Honestly, the only thing that's coming to my head is Charles in those first few races. I can't remember which one it was, where he was like, I've got water in my stomach. And they were in the first race.
Yeah,
and then he was like, well, it's probably water.
Full of water. Like full of water.
Or whatever. And then
it wasn't like, rain or something.
It was, because it was
and
a rain.
He was like, I got water in my car, and like, well, it's probably the rain.
It was so, I just think about that, like, radio message way too often. Like, I know it's not really a moment, but like, there's so many good moments, but I don't know why that's what comes to my head.
You don't need a big moment. It can be like something that is just the funniest thing ever. I totally get it.
I think honestly the entire Silverstone race, I loved that race. I loved that Nico got on the podium.
I'm so happy for Nico.
It was such a good race because the rain was fucking crazy. I love that Lando won because I love Lando. I think it was overall just a really good race, so I love that. And then, this is so funny. It's not a moment, but it's like overall. I loved that George got on the podium so many times without really trying because he was just lucky. And I love that for him. Like, he would just get lucky.
People would crash, and he's
People
like,
would crash, and he would end up on the podium. And I was like, honestly, George,
Period.
good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I think next year is George's year. I think George is gonna win the championship next year.
Do you think so?
I think so. Well, haven't you guys seen all of the gossip right now about Mercedes and Red Bull? Mercedes and one other team have somehow already found a loophole with the new regulations this next year. And so, like, all the other teams are already trying to be like, do something about it, FIA.
I will say a hot take. This is going to be a really hot take, and I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. I don't think Lando will win another championship.
I don't think he will either.
I don't think he will.
I
love Lando.
As much as I want to, like, disagree with that, I think he's having his moment, and he's going to be on a high, and I know how quick highs can fall. And not saying he's going to at all. I'm just saying I agree, this may be his big moment. And I think Oscar's going to come back with some fucking vengeance.
Oh, I think
he's
as
angry.
much as, listen, I love Lando, and I think he deserved the championship this year. I don't think he's going to be more than a one-time championship. I do think Oscar's going to be more than one-time champion. I think Oscar is just, he's good. He's just so good. Like, and I think there's just something about Oscar and his, like, demeanor and, like, just the way that he views racing, and, like, when you see him, like, lock in, that motherfucker is locked.
I was going to say, you know what we're going to get out of him this next season is he's going to come in, and I'm so excited. I hope we get his, like, villain era, and that 1 year where Max went wild, I think we're about to get that. Or even if it was Furious, Max has always been like that. But yes, I think we're going to get that out of Oscar. I think Oscar is going to say
up a George versus Oscar championship.
That would
be so good.
I hope that's next year.
Yeah.
I hope that's next year.
I say before we start really quick, we should name our favorite driver and team. Because I know some people's views are changing.
Okay, favorite driver is Lando.
Same.
And previously, favorite team has been McLaren. But I think McLaren has just really made me angry this past season. And Williams has just grown on my heart that I think I'm slowly becoming a Williams girl. And I also love Carlos. Like, Carlos is probably my number 2 driver, so...
No, Carlos is my favorite. I was, like, close with Lando. I think Lando will still be my number 2. But I don't know if he will be next year. I'm going to be real. Max is really growing on me. And I despised Max when we started. But my favorite driver is Carlos, and... I started as a McLaren fan, but this past 2025 season, I was full Williams, and I'm going to stay that way. I also love Alex, which helps too.
I know. I want to see Alex on a podium this season.
I do too. Yeah, Alex, I love just the person he is.
Yeah, McLaren because I loved Lando and Oscar as drivers, but McLaren as a team, I think, just we can get into that. But so now I don't really know. Like,
you're open.
I'm open. Like, I think I'm kind of like. I think Williams is a great team. I love the kind of chemistry, the community they have built around their drivers. I like Mercedes. I think they have a fun, like, kind of thing. Red Bull, I enjoy.
I think I'm just over McLaren. It's such a hard thing for me to say because coming into this, that was like, I feel like for all of us, that was almost all of our team. And, but like, I agree, the whole strategy thing and like, not saying they pinned Oscar and Lando against each other, but like, I feel like that's what it turned into. It just made me angry.
Created such a negative atmosphere, at least, and I say this as an outsider because again, we're never really going to understand like what goes on
inside
a team, and maybe this is completely wrong, but the perspective that they gave viewers is that they were creating such a like a negative atmosphere and like
a need attention.
And like the in my mind the like mental like struggles I feel like they put on. Like, the McLaren drivers is just so, like, they're supposed to be supportive, and it just didn't seem like they were supportive.
And I think they allowed, the thing that pisses me off, too, is I think they allowed the media to do that so much instead of, like, nipping it in the bud of, like, that's not true, and, like, I just think they gave the media all of this ability to say these things without, like, really saying, like, no, that's not true, or, like, you know, whatever, and that only fed into this image of like, oh my god, Lando and which I think Lando and Oscar truly have a lot of respect for each other. I think there is a lot of admiration for each other. Do I think they're best friends? No.
No.
I don't think they are gonna be fucking golfing on a Saturday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's true.
I don't
but I
imagine
think
them like hanging out.
but I think there is a lot of deep respect and admiration for each other. I mean, they're similar age. Like, I think it's there.
Feels more like a business transaction than an actual friendship.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot. Like, I think there's the respect is there, and I think it pisses me off that McLaren like refused to show that of like. Because even in their times of like, you could see that like when one of them won, there was like admiration there, like good job, like you deserve that. And they said it multiple times, like, you know, the person that deserved to win was the better driver, and that's who won. Or like even Lando saying that like he wanted to celebrate with Oscar after he won the chip. Like, it just pisses me off that McLaren didn't show that, and they allowed the media to portray this like they fucking hate each other and they're gonna, you know. Whatever.
Yeah, I feel like some people forget that like teammates doesn't need to be best friends. Like teammates is coworkers. You don't have to be your best friend with a coworker. And so like
I get that.
That's why I'm like, you can like literally like you're saying, they are allowed to have respect for each other and like, you know, just admiration and like want each other to win. But at the end of the day, they don't have to be best friends.
Yeah.
And they like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
And also like, I think yes, they're on a team together and they're teammates. And I think people forget, like, even when you're on a team, like, you still want to be better than the people around you. Like, you still want to win. Like, I don't think just because you're on a team together doesn't mean you're not competitive. Like, it means that you're going to work together for the team. And I still want to be better than you because that makes me, like, that's what sport is.
One, like, yes, you want to beat everyone, but you almost want to be the better one in your team.
Yeah. Well, and
so,
Oscar and Lando are driving the same car. They're both in the best car. They're gonna want to be the one with the best car to finish first. Like,
it shows us their driving skills is better.
It's their skill. Yeah, like it's not like it blows my mind that people think that there can't be like. That's why I was like when they were kind of creating that narrative of like, oh, they hate each other. It's like they don't have to hate each other. Like they respect each other. There's admiration there. And they still want to win. Those two things can be true at the same time.
And I think people take a lot of things the wrong way, and they think of like them saying stuff is them hating each other. It's not that. It's just I think they're trying to figure out who's the better one. And I mean,
and also like if you lose, that fucking sucks. Like you're gonna be upset if you lose. I'm like I said, they want to be the best, right? Like Formula One's the best drivers in the world. You want to be the best of all of that. If you lose to your teammate
and by a few points
or by like
point
a hundredth of a second, you're gonna be pissed off and be like in a mood because you're gonna want to win.
It's not Lando and Oscar wouldn't have reacted any differently if it was just a different team and not his teammate. They would have been just as pissed. Like if it was, say Lando wasn't in it and it was George, Oscar still would have been just as pissed. It just so happens it's not his teammate.
Yeah.
So you have to realize that no matter the situation, yes, I'm sure there's a little bit more reaction because it is your teammate.
Yeah.
But his reaction would have been no different if it was just another person or another team.
Honestly, I'm just really glad that it didn't turn out to be a Lewis and Nico situation.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if Lando was just like, I'm retiring this year, like after he won, just like Nico did? I think that would have been the most like iconic thing ever.
Yeah.
But
also, I don't think anyone will ever be Nico. Like, oh my god, don't even get me started.
The chokehold that Rosberg has on me is absolutely.
Don't even get me started on the whole like Mercedes thing because I could talk about that for literally 3 hours and not cover the entire round of it because that shit is.
It's so I swear to God, that's what I need fanfics about.
There is fanfic.
I know, but I need to find them is what I'm saying. Like, I need someone in the comment section to lay out the best Nico and Lewis fanfics ever because that's what I would spend all my days reading.
I have a hard time, though, I will say, as someone who reads a lot of fanfic, I have a hard time reading, like, real people fanfic. Like, people with, like, you know, like, Nico and Lewis, they're, like, real people. I have a hard time with that. Or, like...
I've never read a fanfic, so
I prefer, like, fanfic with, like, characters, you know?
That are based on real people?
No,
like... I know what you're saying.
I've read fanfic about, like
almost characters.
Like Draco and Hermione.
Like their characters.
Yeah, like
she can't have a real face. Like, it has to be, like...
Like, a Nico and Lewis is hard for me because I'm like, those are real people, and, like...
Yes.
Yeah.
I know enough about them.
So she's saying no to Oscbama is what's happening.
But like,
Damn it!
but if
Still
I
gonna
read
write it,
like
guys.
a Draco and like Harry fanfic, like Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter. I was gonna say Harry Styles, but I meant Harry Potter.
I thought you were talking Harry
But
Styles.
Harry
I was
Potter.
Like, oh, okay.
Like I can read that because I'm like, you know, what we know about these characters is limited, and so like there's free reign there. So I prefer that fanfic.
Yeah, I guess. But
All of our conversations that took a turn.
also, hot 2025 predictions. I've already said that I think George is winning the championship.
I think it's gonna be George or I think I could see it being George or Oscar.
I'm gonna insert Max or Oscar. I want to say Max, but I think Oscar's gonna be so angry from last season. Not like I shouldn't say angry. I think he wants revenge and now knows he
wants
can.
it more.
And I think the biggest part is he now knows he can.
Yeah.
It's more of like they never have been that close, so it's like let's see if we can do it. But now that he's literally tasted victory, I think he's gonna come back with like a whole revenge, maybe a little villain era. I would love that.
I think maybe this is like a little like random, but like I wasn't watching during the Max reign victory. Like I wasn't into F1 quite yet. And so I never really got to experience, like, Max winning every single race.
I wish.
I don't think, like, I think it would have been fun if you're a Max fan, but I think I love the season too much when there's so many different, drivers winning.
This season and last season were fun because there was a handful of different,
Mm-hmm.
not as many as last season. Last season was great. 2024 season was
there were
fucking
like
insane.
7 different
winners. Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
Not like this year, but I do think, 2026 predictions. Lando or Oscar are gonna. Lando or Oscar.
You think
Oscar
Oh,
or
I was
George?
like
No, Oscar or George or Max. I could see those being like the top 3 contention. I do think Max has one more in him. I do think Max has one more in him, and I could see it being either 2026 or 2027.
My issue with like Lando is I think that I hate to say this because I don't want to like portray him as like weak in the sense, but I think the pressure is gonna get to him. Am I the only one that thinks that?
I don't think the pressure's gonna get to him.
You don't think?
I
feel
just
like
think
it might just be a lot. The fact that like he's the last winner, and I see a little bit of myself in Lando with interviews of him being really hard on himself, and like I think he now knows that he's winning, he's gonna expect it. Not like saying it's gonna come to him, but like now that he knows he can do it, and I think he's gonna be so hard on himself, and that might be his downfall.
Yeah,
is what I'm kind of going out with.
I just think that I don't think McLaren is gonna be able to provide that great of a car again. And
I think we have issues with strategy too.
I feel like Lando would need to go to a different team to win another one.
I don't think he'll have another one with McLaren. I don't think.
Where would you like to see him though?
I think.
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
I would see him at Audi. If Audi ended up being good, I think Lando at Audi would be so fun.
I think. I have like a hot take, and I don't know if I should say it.
Well, we can edit it out.
I think Lando deserves the championship this year, and I think Lando is a good driver. I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's on the level of great drivers. I just don't think he is. I don't see him up there in the same caliber as like Max or Lewis,
or
where I could see like Oscar being up there. George maybe not, but I could see Oscar being up there. I could see. If Charles left Ferrari, I could see Charles being up there.
I can see Kimi being up there.
I think Kimi will be a good driver.
I don't think Lando is there. I just don't. I think he's a good driver. I think he has a skill. I think he's better than a lot of the drivers that are on the grid. I don't think he's at the caliber.
Never going to be a Schumacher, a Max,
or a
Hamilton.
He's just not.
It's almost
I don't
giving
think and I think it's the same with like. In a similar way with like. Rosberg. Like I think Rosberg was a good driver, but I think there's a reason he retired after one championship.
Sorry, my stomach's making noises.
Okay, but I think there's a reason he retired after one championship because I just don't think he was going to be at the level of Lewis.
Yeah, you know what I get out of Lando that I could also see happening is like I feel like a lot of F1 drivers come out hot when they're young, but then it turns into how long can you hold that while you get older.
Yeah.
And so I could see like Lando coming in hot while he's young, but as he gets older, he can't hold on to it. How like Max and Lewis have like kind of held on to it.
Yeah,
it's kind of how I see it.
I think if anything, I could see him maybe having one more championship.
Oh, I agree with that.
I think he would have to go to a different team though.
And I don't think he's gonna be like 4, 5. Like I just don't think it's gonna be that.
I also here's my not hot take, but my thought is I don't ever want anybody to get as high as Lewis and Schumacher with championships. I just want those two to forever reign with their 7.
Yeah.
and
Well,
that be it. I
should have it.
I know he should have 8.
Lewis should
but
have 8.
You know what? The more I look into 2021, I think
they both deserve
they
it.
both deserve
Yeah,
it. I
that's
think
fair,
it could have
that's
gone
fair.
either way, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is that, like, you know, had Lewis won the 8th, like, it would have been all time, and that would have, I think, proved that he is the greatest of all time. But I think even without it, you can still say that he's one of the greatest of all time, because there's just, I think that, like, just watching him in his prime, like, there was no doubt that that man was the best. Like, there just isn't.
Yeah. My 2026, what I want to see is Alex Albon carrying one of his cats in a cat backpack
To
into
the paddock. That I would eat that up.
I would
and like
love
like
that.
the little bubble clear see-through ones. Oh,
yes.
that'd be awesome.
I would eat up seeing his cat on the paddock. Hey guys, after a brief break.
Oh, we're going in.
We're gonna wrap it up with what we're excited for this next year. I'd say that could be reading or racing or reading.
Okay, for both. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking.
Racing. I think I'm excited to. I don't know. I said that. I was like, I want to go to another race this next year, and I think I'm gonna try for Miami or Canada.
You might have to go without me.
That's okay. Honestly, I've been talking to Kylie about it because I know you're budgeted out. I think for traveling this next year is kind of what we've talked about because we were gonna do 2 trips, and then
I'm in school.
And you're in school, and so, but I think I'm gonna try to go to Miami or Canada with my friend Kylie and her dad, who are also super into Formula One.
You should go to Canada.
That's what I want.
I'd be jealous.
I really
That would
want to
be
go
so
to Canada
for real.
for it. So I'm excited for that on the racing aspect, and then reading. Honestly, I'm excited. I'm going full time at Barnes & Noble this coming year, and so I'm really just excited to be, like, immerse myself like into a new level at Barnes & Noble and the reading world. So
Period.
there's my excitements for racing and reading.
You got it?
Yeah, I would say for racing, I'm excited to see how the cars perform with all the new regulations.
Mom.
So I'm excited for that. Reading, I think I'm excited about just being, like I said earlier, like being more intentional. And I think with that, just getting into newer books that I wouldn't normally.
For me, reading might be hard because I'm starting like a full year accelerated nursing program. So I'm gonna be real. I don't think I'll get to read that much. But racing, this is if it happens. I would love, and I'm excited to see how Oscar responds. Like my biggest thing is I don't think I have like any specific moment, but I'm super excited to see how Oscar responds to being so close to winning. And because I think he'll come back with fire, and I hope he does. And as much as like I like Oscar, I'm not like I wouldn't say he's like one of my top drivers. I really hope he comes with like not anger. I don't want him to be like angry about it, but like know that he can do it, and I would like to see him come back with like some vengeance.
Yeah.
I want to see him in his villain era. I'm gonna be so real.
Okay, our villain eras, our
Villain
travel year,
Whoop whoop.
our reading with intention year.
Okay.
Well, this was our
Goodbye.
first one. See ya.